We're just in time, hello. It's just, I know it's late, but I've been busy all day. We're spending some time with the boyfriend. The Poison Boys. Well, Poison Boy, really. So let's do some, I guess we'll finish our little Sonic-a-thon here. Does that sound good? Or is that too loud or too quiet or whatever? What the fuck is my controller? Did we, I think we did this. It's really weird, or can I play it, or? I guess. Are you going to change the level order? I can. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. I'm not sure I normally do that, so is that on our alright sound? It's a little quiet, okay. How's that? That's a bit better, I can turn it up more. But just say if you want it louder still. Compared to your sound. What is wrong with, like, why is there no jumping sound effect? Oh well. Fuck knows, I mean, it's annoying anyway. There's something weird with this emulator. It's like, doesn't do all... It doesn't quite play all the music correctly, I don't think. The white borders are whack as well. I don't know what that is. Oh well. It's late tonight, but I just thought I'd come on anyway. How are people doing anyway? Damn it, just give me something rings. I'm always obsessed with these, I always try and just... This is crap. Use Kega Fusion as an emulator. Yeah, I'm just using Gens and it's rubbish. It's not rubbish, but there's better ones out there. Nice. That sound just gives me life every time. Oh well, we're just gonna be chill tonight anyway. What even is this thing? There we go. Oh, I didn't realise Sonic jumped that high. No, it really is. After this playthrough, I'll probably switch over to that emulator you're mentioning because there's a lot of things missing. Yep, no jumping sound effect. Oh well, that's fine. I can live without it. Today's been relaxing. Yesterday fixed my PC CPU to stop answers to a water cooler fan died. I'm not, like, good at PC terminology, to be honest. So, are they better? Like, is a water cooler fan worse or better, or... I really am clueless when it comes to computers. I get my boyfriend to do everything for me. That was purely saying I'm also because I'm watching the screen, so I'm not able. I'm like half reading everything. Yo, Sammy, what's up, man? Are you enjoying the Sonic? I'm doing alright. Had a nice day today. And that's also Twiddly. You spent hella cash today. We bought, my boyfriend bought a new pair of shoes, which cost him a bit, and I bought...
Find the computer room!
And I bought, well, I bought a Subway. You spent 1,000 on a new monitor. That's a lot. Pounds, yeah.
That's not what I've been able to use as well.
G9 Odyssey, if that means anything to you.
Yes, that's important.
Damn. 1920/1080 Full HD. I may as well just have been born in like an Amish community or something, because I'm just from like the 90s and I don't know what these words mean. And it's my own fault for not knowing what they mean. Oh.
It's like this wide and it's curved.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is that the one you want?
I want the one that's underneath that one. I don't want the super wide one.
No, you...
I want one that's as wide as I have, but still curved.
Right. I think, yeah, Sammy, I think he meant it cost £1,000. Which is an awful lot of money, so... I mean, props to you if you can, so... Good God. It was discounted at £1,000, right. What was it? I dread to ask what the original price was. It was around €300 with 144. It was down from 1,300, right, okay. The thing is, like, I just, like, rarely buy stuff for myself like that. I don't even, like, buy games at full price. I mean, I try not to. The last full price game I bought was, well, was Age of Calamity. And it's just kind of like, I've gotten so used to, like, having to save money and, like, things like that, that I just don't really... you know, it's something that I don't do. So for me to buy something that costs like £1,000, it just blows my mind. I did not even know there was a life here. You're slowly collecting the Chaos Emeralds. You can get 4 in this level, and I'll have all of them by the next level. So as long as I don't fuck this up. That's the worst bit for me. You mean the Chaos Emeralds? You mean the Chaos Emeralds. I have one right here. Chaos Control. Now, I think this is the way to do it right. Is to leave one standing. I don't think that was right. Oh well, never mind. Doesn't matter. What's that?
That's a sweet Odyssey.
How many of these games are there? There's like a new one like every 30 seconds.
Oh no, it's quite a few of them.
There's another series I've never that's always passed me by has been Assassin's Creed. Oh hang on, I can take away that Smash Ultimate timer because we're
I
not...
played the first one, but I haven't really played any of the other ones.
It's never... I don't think it's really my thing.
I'd like to play Odyssey, but I'm more looking forward to playing myself. My hands on Valhalla.
Yeah. I feel like the more that a game gets ranted and raved about, is the less it makes me want to play it.
Well, for me it depends. Like, there are some games I see everyone rant about and I do not want to play.
You know, maybe just because you're sort of afraid maybe it doesn't live up to the hype, and it's just been like, you know...
No, that doesn't faze me at all. Like, everyone's talking about the new Assassin's Creed and do really want to play that, which seems awesome. Yeah, all the games like that, it was one of those new ones that you were sort of...
I don't know.
Everyone's saying that's someone else's sus.
Oh, Among Us.
Among Us, yeah. Not that new.
I don't really get the hype for Among Us, like, I know it's very popular to stream it as well. But, yeah, honestly, like, on stream, I don't have, I've played Among Us once, and it was just, like, it was fun, but it wasn't, like... I'd rather play this, in all honesty. I don't really understand the hype of it. It's not something I could play in the long... Why did he stop? Fucking hell, Sonic, you are rubbish. He's getting old. Sonic's getting tired. No, I just don't really get the Among Us thing. It's fun, but it's not like that fun. Speaking of hype, I find the new generation since the PS3 just disappointing. The Switch is at least interesting, but Sony and Xbox lost all their charm. I get that feel about a lot of Sony and Xbox games. It's kind of why I stick to Nintendo and, you know... Because I feel that with a lot of games that are on like PlayStation and Xbox, it's all graphics, it's all visually stunning, with very little... I think Tails is having a stroke there. That's kind of what I feel is the problem. There's so many games that are graphically amazing and then there's just so little sort of substance behind them just to show off how well the console can perform. And I'm like, that's fine and everything, you know, you want to see what it can do, but it's also like, there needs to be some sort of substance behind it, you know? And I don't mind playing something that's graphically not that great, you know? If it's a great game, then that's fine, you know? Yes.
They're visually stunning, but it's just boring.
Well, yes. Doom is visually great, but it's also fun to play.
It's really fun to play.
The point is that it also has to be fun, not just like good to look at. I don't know why it's always like this now, you know? Like games have to be huge and they all have to be like movie quality and it has to be like, it's just like watching a movie, you know, and it's just like real life, and I'm like, I don't want real life, I don't want to watch a movie when I play, I want to play the game. I want to play the game, I don't want to watch a movie, you know, I want to be able to play the game, that's why I play video games, so that I can pretend to be a blue hedgehog who runs fast, or like a big huge tough guy, you know what I mean? I don't play it for realism. I'm gonna get a PS5 for Demon's Souls because I want to play it again. Yeah, I mean that's fair enough, I don't really care what other people do. Like, gaming is just something that's individual, you know, you can share it with everyone else, but I would never be like, oh well, I think that people who play this, this and this it's wrong, you know, I would never say that. It's just not my... It's not to my taste, and that's fine, you know? But gaming for me is, for like newer consoles for me have become, it's very just kind of all about, it just seems to be going back to just the graphics again, and that's not what I fuck with, so, I mean look at me, we're in the year fucking 2020 and I'm sitting here playing Sonic 3, a game that's the same age as I am. So, because this came out the year I was born, and it's still fun to play all those years later. Exactly, Space Dog. Not only that, but I miss the simplicity behind the system UIs. You could tell the people behind them were proud, and now you got these media center features. You buy a console. Yes, exactly. I can't stand that. Like, I don't need to have all my photos and videos and music all on like my PlayStation 4. I bought my PlayStation 4 so I could play the Final Fantasy VII remake on it, and Persona 5 and Dragon Quest XI, neither of which I've played yet. You know what I mean? I don't need to have all this other crap included, and I think most people would probably agree with you on it. I just miss putting in a cartridge into a console and playing it sometimes, you know what I mean? And turning it off when I was done. You know? It's kind of... why is it always like this now, you know what I mean? I don't know, what do other people think? Do people like those features, or I mean... I do kind of miss that where you just put a game in and you just played it, you know? I'm in a way really glad the Switch doesn't have all that stuff. It's got the eShop and that's it, you know? There's not all this other crap on it. It's like the PS5 can do it all, and I'm like, does it need to be able to do it all? Should it not just be playing games? I just feel it's becoming all about graphics again, and I don't like that. I think there was a time when games weren't all just about that, and I don't think it was necessarily like the 90s or anything like that. I think it was not that long ago games were not all about just like how good they look, and now it's kind of gone back to that. I feel it's just all like, oh, but look how good it looks. I like the share play thing, because me and some of my friends will just watch each other play Dark Souls for the first time and just chat. That's fine. I mean, streaming is much of the same thing, so I mean, that's fine, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I just put in a game so I can play it, and I just want to, you know, think of something else for a while. I don't need to have, like, this sort of surreal experience. That game that everyone is talking about at the minute, is it Cyberpunk it's called? That game with like Keanu Reeves in it or something? Like, it looks great and everything, and I love Cyberpunk, but I think it's kind of funny that a game like that even exists in this day and age, because I read that there was something there was something about the game Cyberpunk. They were going to include a streamer mode, which removes all the music in that game that is copyrightable, so that streamers can stream it without getting DMCA'd. And I'm like, it's a game about Cyberpunk. Is that not? Does people not see the irony in that? You know, you're sort of the whole thing about Cyberpunk is the sort of downfall of society, or the sort of the rich elite and the poor, the downtrodden underneath, and the underdogs, and you know, the noir elements, and sort of eroding capitalism and stuff like that. It's kind of, am I stupid or something? Like, I find that very ironic. I mean, I understand why they've done it, but like, it's kind of like, but yeah, that game, it's also kind of like, it's just kind of, everyone's talking about it, and that makes me want to never play it, because you just know that it happens so often. You get a hugely hyped game, and then as soon as it comes out, it gets terrible reviews, and people are just like, oh, it didn't live up to the hype, and I'm like, well, you know,
Don't hype it up that much then.
don't hype it up so much then, you know? They can't keep up with the graphics argument, they're going to hit the ceiling this generation. It can only look so good, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it's just not that important. Of course I like it when a game is breathtakingly beautiful, but me, personally, I'm very easy to please. I think this game is very pretty to look at. And that's 16 bits, not 5 billion light triangles, whatever it is they use to make lighting, or whatever it is.
You were saying before about that games that do something within no substance, but they seem that because technology has advanced, they are getting really visually stunning games that have a lot of substance. It's getting more and more of it.
That's good though.
Yeah, it's very. But for a while, it was exactly as you said. It was visually stunning with no substance because it didn't have the space or the time to develop big games in that sort of.
But why is it like every game has to be like that now? Why has everything got to be massive and open world and just like stunning? You know, why can we not just have like?
That's what consumers want. It was games. It's what most gamers want.
I don't know, as long as people keep paying for them, then they'll just keep making them. But sometimes I wish it just wasn't like that now. You know, it's always just like watching a movie. What was it my dad and I played? We played Metal Gear 5. The opening cutscene was about 45 minutes long.
Jesus, that's like fucking watching.
And that's classic Metal Gear, but like, we were there, I mean, maybe not 45 minutes, but it felt like 45 minutes. You know what I mean? I'm like, why is it always kind of like this now, you know? But I'm not in any way like, oh, games were better in the 90s, because they weren't, you know what I mean? But like, the technology was more limited, of course, so, you know, it's kind of hard to compare old games, so it's kind of why I don't really do it, because it was just so different, you know. The technology has evolved just before our eyes, you know what I mean? But it just... I just wish not every game had to be a huge open world, massive immersive thing. It's like, what, you know what, a platformer's alright too. It depends what you're, yeah, it's a lot of these big releases. It is, I mean, people, you know, you buy what you want to play. And that's fine. I would never judge someone or, like, say someone was wrong for it, so... All these big releases don't do it for me. I mean, I follow big releases, but it's usually only, like, Nintendo. Like, Breath of the Wild, for example, was a big one. And Breath of the Wild sort of did and didn't live up to the hype for me. It was amazing. I love Breath of the Wild. But sort of looking at it afterwards, I noticed that I thought that there was a lot of potential that they sort of didn't go into. That was there, and they were on the right track with it, but it was sort of like they were almost like I think it's almost like Nintendo was sort of afraid to go there. I guess maybe a better example still would be like Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I love actually, and I don't really care for a lot of the criticisms of it, but I mean, I understand them. I understand some of them. But it just is what it is, you know, and people buy it, so... people expect so much from video games now, you know, it's kind of like if it's not perfect then it's almost like it's not worth playing, and I wish people would stop thinking so black and white about things. I've been talking to someone who helps me see the world in less in black and white terms for everything, really, not just like video games. And it's been really helping me understand things a lot better. Silence, huh? I do think games need to be changing it up, though. I don't like formulas too much in games, or like... I understand why they're there. The best example of that is like Pokemon. I'm a big Pokemon fan. I've played every single generation since Gen 1. I've enjoyed every single generation since Gen 1. But now it's kind of like, I feel like Game Freak is so afraid to stray away from the Pokemon formula. The series has been paying for it for a while now. Basically since maybe like Gen 5, they were sort of not afraid to go there. They did something a bit different, and it paid off, and you know, it's one of the best remembered gens and stuff like that. It's widely seen as the best one. All because they did different things, and even they weren't large things that they did. And I wish that... It's like, I wish they would do that more. Let me see, I'm gonna read this. My problem with the industry is that when new companies joined the race, PlayStation and Xbox, they took changes with all the random game devs. It turned out great, but now they form studios and the mindset is go big or go home. There's so much experimentation that was done back then. Come on. Alright. I mean, I'm all for just letting people enjoy stuff. I would never tell someone they were wrong for enjoying something. Of course not. I would not do that. You know, I'm gonna play what I want to play, and everyone can else can play what they want to play. And that should just be how it is, you know. But... I think often I should maybe go and play more sort of bigger releases with big games, you know, like Cyberpunk. I should try popular franchises like Assassin's Creed and stuff, but they just don't seem to grab me. I've watched people play them and it just seems kind of like, I'd rather be playing Sonic. You know what I mean?
Ask for subscriptions to any game they want to see you play.
I've been asked to play Dark Souls.
Oh.
Yeah, I should probably let my subs pick a game, save up enough points to choose the game for me.
Like a list, like you get them votes on like a specific set of games.
That's a good idea, actually. I'm gonna do that.
One of them is Doom Eternal.
Yeah. Well, if you sub to me, sorry, I'm telling my own boyfriend to sub my channel.
I already pay you.
What, in love?
Nothing, just stuff.
Where the fuck am I supposed to go? I don't know, I think it's just a lot of people go on so much about Dark Souls that I'm just kind of like, ugh. Everyone, you know, a game called, oh, it's like Dark Souls, oh, it's just as hard as Dark Souls. I'm just kind of like, okay, I get that Dark Souls is hard. I get it. You're currently playing through Dark Souls 3 again. I mean, it must live up to the hype. I mean, it must be something about it that people enjoy. You know what I mean?
It seems to be something about like really hard games that people enjoy. I think it's very simply said just the challenge of it. People like to be challenged.
Play more Cuphead, that's hard as well. Cuphead is hard!
Yeah.
Dark Souls fans also hate that. Or when people go on like, oh, a game's just as hard as Dark Souls or something. Now, I'm not very well known with it. I don't know anything about the series at all, but I have a friend who's very, very into Dark Souls, and he's kind of always going on about it. Not you, Twiddly, it's someone I know in real life. He's kind of always like, oh, Dark Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls, and it's like, he's also really into Devil May Cry, and that's fine, but it's like, just constantly, play Devil May Cry, and I'm like, now I don't really want to, because you've asked me to so much. Like, I don't need to play it, I've seen you, you've talked me through the entire story now.
Who? What?
Leon. He's like, you've told me the entire story, so why should I play Devil May Cry now? You've already told me all the spoilers. Well, he basically insisted on spoiling the 7 remake for me, so... Your favourite was Devil May Cry. I mean, I get that they're popular games for a reason, you know what I mean? I'm not, like... It's kind of like, does anyone else get like that? If someone goes, you know, if people sort of go on a lot about a video game and they're saying you should play it, you should play it, you should play it, it kind of makes you not want to play it? Or is that just me? It was the same with Undertale. People were going on about Undertale all the time. And it took me a long time to play it because it was like, it's... And I'm like, my god, it was good, but it was like, I just didn't think it was that good. It was impressive that one person made the whole thing though. I was like, definitely impressed by it. But I was like, okay, it was just okay, you know? I didn't think it was anything really super groundbreaking. I just think people are like, it's the pinnacle of gaming, and I'm like, no. Well, oh well. Thankfully a lot of indie devs are reviving simpler games. You know, I just miss like a good platformer. I don't think everything needs to be like a huge open world thing. You know? It fits a lot of game styles and franchises to be open world. But it's like, I don't think every game needs it, you know? It just sort of, it's like a wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle. Did I tell you I'm now voicing in a huge Final Fantasy mode? It's adding voice acting to every single character. That's awesome! What's it called? I would love to do something like that, but I'm not good at voice acting. I love Final Fantasy VII is probably one of my most played games ever. I must honestly have put like thousands of hours into that game. Awesome. What character are you voicing? I can't wait for the new chapters of Deltarune. I played the first chapter as soon as it came out. I spoiled myself with Undertale watching Joel play it. For me, Undertale was okay. It was good, but it was nothing. I got put off, especially when people said, "Oh, you need to beat it. Like, you need to get like the true ending. You need to beat it like 3 times." And I didn't. If I have to beat a game 3 times to have to be able to appreciate it fully, I'm sorry, I'm not sold. These days, I just appreciate a shorter game. You know what I mean? It's too repetitive to play again, exactly. You're voicing the innkeeper in the Snow Village. Oh, that's awesome. Let me know if they ever need another Scottish voice actor. Well, I'm not one. Shit, I think I just fucked myself. In fact, can you link me to it? Because I've got a friend who's a voice actor, and that might be something that they'd be interested in. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. I follow someone who mods Final Fantasy VII. He streams himself like creating a mod for it. Did you guys play the remake of Final Fantasy VII? Did you like it, if so?
Oh my god!
I see you, Flip. Hope you're doing alright. Okay, get used to this music, by the way, you're going to be hearing it a lot. Oh yeah, he's the guy I follow. I host him quite a lot. He does really cool work. So no. So how did you get into voicing for him? Did you just contact him and ask? That took some time in a boss fight, no worries. I'm not like trying to shit on like Dark Souls, by the way, or anything like that. It's just like people do go on about it a lot, and probably for good reason, you know what I mean? I'm sure it is like a great game and everything for people to talk about it so much. It's kind of the same with Skyrim. You know, people go on about Skyrim, I mean, myself included, because I played the fuck out of Skyrim. Like, oh, like 10 years after it came out, like, Skyrim's the best RPG ever, and everything like that. It's like, it gets, you know, it says something to its, you know, legacy that people are still modding it after 10 years, or almost 10 years. Just join his Discord and ask if they need any 18-year-old Scottish people and got the part. Oh, I guess I'll ask him if they need any 26-year-old Scottish people. Oh well, I'll be looking out for your voice then when I play his mod. I think he's been working on that for a while. Oh shit. You're recording your lines at some point tomorrow. I don't know what I was doing now. Wait, this is ages away. You got a lot of lines, or is it just, like that girl in No More Heroes is just like, Travis! Hello, Travis. Love it. Alright, there we go. You got 6 or 7 lines, can't remember. That sounds like a lot of fun. I would always like to do something like voice acting, but I'm really interested as to see what Sega is planning, because we kind of seen everything of Sonic people expect. Apparently there's nothing to do with Sega, but I read something, and I don't know if this is actually true, but people were talking about this rumour for the Pokemon anniversary. And I was like, what rumour? And it's something like, oh, because it's like Pokemon's 25th anniversary coming up. Or 30, I think it's 25th, yeah. Yeah, 25th. And something like, oh, they're going to be porting, kind of like with Mario 3D All-Stars, they're going to be doing like, putting like Pokemon Red and Gold and Ruby on the Switch or something, and I was just like, great. That's probably what they're going to be doing, is fucking... I mean, I hope it's not, but it's like, oh, it'll probably just be another Gen 1 port. And I don't fuck with that. Gen 1 is the worst gen, probably. But are Sega planning something? But next year would be Sonic's 30th anniversary, wouldn't it? Next year's Sonic's anniversary, I think. My god, Sonic's gonna be 30. I just hope it's better than Forces anyway. I think most people probably hope for that. That game was poo-poo. I don't know why they keep on, like, as much as I loved Sonic Adventure, I kind of wish they would just do 2D Sonics. Sonic is just better, and I think Sonic was just like, it's kind of like Castlevania, like it was made to be in 2D. Not necessarily just a platformer, but it was kind of made to be, it's like Castlevania is the same. It was made for being in 2D. You know what I mean? Sonic Heroes was repetitive as all hell. I didn't... Like, it's sort of funny, you know? I mean, they saw how well Sonic Mania sold in comparison to Sonic Forces, and they came out like the same year, so... I think they have to know, you know what I mean? That should just say everything. Sonic Mania is loved, and Sonic Forces is not, so... Have you seen Sonic Utopia? I haven't. It's a 3D fan game and it's sick. I don't want a Sonic Mania 2, I would rather just have something like in that style, but just the original, you know? Not necessarily just like reimaginations of existing levels, but new levels, you know? It doesn't even need to be a platformer, they could still do a story game and have it be in 2D. You know what I mean? I don't like all this sort of classic versus modern Sonic stuff. It's just so like, what? You know what I mean? That being said, I think Sonic Adventure 2 is one of the best Sonic games ever made. I just don't really like the whole classic Sonic thing, like he's apparently like another character or something. Or like he's like Sonic from the past, but it's just kind of like... I don't know, it just doesn't really work in my opinion. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I think I'm just doing a lot of complaining tonight on stream. I don't want it to be like that. Because we saw so clearly the transition from classic to modern. Yeah, it's not like... Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, actually. We saw his Sonic's character design change, and that was fine. His design changed for the better, in my opinion. Only slightly. It wasn't like a massive change, and now it's kind of like all this weird stuff, and... It's like they're sort of... I just wish they wouldn't do that, you know? But it's like the same with Pokemon. I just wish they would just stop being Game Freak or just stop being so stubborn, you know? It's like they're so afraid to deviate from their formula. They write the most bare bones possible story. Not that you really play Pokemon for the story, so I get it, you know? But they could at least try, you know? They could do something great. They did it in Gen 5, you know? They did something different in Gen 5. They made a different variation of an evil team. And it's just like, I wish they'd just drop this 8 gyms evil team formula. I just wish they'd drop it and just do something completely different. And you know what? Fuck if people complain, because Pokemon's just a cash cow for them and they have to know that. People are gonna buy it regardless. Myself included. I don't think Sword switched it up at all. I think the games were... I really like Sword and Shield, but they were really, really linear. And linearity is fine. I actually don't mind linearity, as long as, you know, people complain about it a lot, but I actually don't mind it, but it was very, very linear. Like, a lot of the routes were just straight lines. Or some of the routes were just straight lines, you know? It's like there's not really exploration, you know? The wild area was good, though. It's a great game for getting into, like, competitive Pokemon, Sword and Shield. But it was just the same as the story, you know? I don't think they switched it up. I think the game where they switched it up the most was, well, Gen 5 still had, like, 8 gyms, but it at least had a good story, and... It did, I mean, story's not necessarily always that important to me. But yeah, I like to have something. Just something, you know? But I felt like in Sword and Shield, they kind of just went, like, the minimum. It's like they're so afraid to deviate from this formula. It's like, oh, we're gonna make an evil team, but we're gonna make it that they're not actually the evil team, they're just like comic relief. The actual villains are another group who don't come across as the villains as the start, but they're obviously the villain, you know what I mean? They may as well be wearing signs that say I am the villain on them. You know? Like, case in point being the Gen 7 one. No one thought that Team Skull were like the bad guys, you know what I mean? They took a huge risk in removing like half of the decks. I didn't think that was a smart move, but I also didn't enjoy all the complaining about it. I didn't agree with it, but I also wasn't going to be like... I wasn't going to be like, oh, well, fuck, you know, Game Freak and stuff like that. I was just be like, no, I'll just deal with it, you know? The white stuff, and I can try and remove them. Let me see, I'll try and switch it up. I don't have other emulators, unfortunately. No, let's see. I can do this. Is that any better? The numbers are still on the screen, but I don't think... Can I remove them? Oh, I don't know what to do here. Is that any better? I could move it a bit more over. Yeah, I didn't think there was any reason for them to, there wasn't any reason for them to have half the decks missing, but it just is what it is. It's much better, no worries. That was kind of, I didn't even really notice it, to be honest, sorry. It's kind of, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, basically I just said, but they have a formula, 8 gyms, evil team, rival character, 2 versions. They're very afraid to deviate from that formula, and it's like every time they do, it's like the bare possible minimum. It's like, oh, we're not going to have 8 gyms. We're going to have, like in Gen 7, it's like,